But wait a minute. But what happens when these people get older? Look at these people. I don't want to say names, but this famous industry people got millions of followers.
Yeah.
And they fucking they drive around in Mercedes-Benz. They live in big mansions. They spend the shot all like this. What happens when it don't come in? You ain't got no money saved. There's somebody from our industry. Again, I don't like to throw names around. I'm done talking shit about people. But this fucking guy who's no longer with us, and I'm friends with his girlfriend, told me, bro, trust me, he was broke when times, when he left, because he fucking spent all his money on everything. These fucking people can't even get sneakers like mine.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about, Greg.
You know what I'm talking about, bro. You fucking a lot.
Which I got a story for you, Dave. If I tell you it, you're gonna shit in your pants.
All right.
All the money these fucking people
let's end the show with your story. Go ahead.
Listen, I've been working on that story for 4 years, but I haven't released it yet because I want to respect his death. Do you know what it is?
What's the story? Which one? I know a lot of them because
I have a Rich Piana story that nobody has except for me.
Really?
Okay.
Tell us.
That could have contributed to the reason why he died. And I worked with doctors, plastic surgeons. When I had my nose fixed, I interviewed him. There's something that was in his body, okay?
Oh, that stuff he was shooting in his arms?
No, dude. I don't want to say too much right now, but I'm going to talk to you behind the scenes, Dave, because it was something that I actually wanted to work with you on.
Really?
There's things in his body that nobody knows except for maybe a couple people.
Mm-hmm.
And what was in his body could have contributed to the reason why he died. I don't want to bring up the subject now to put it on a downturn, but I waited all this time to say anything about it because I want to respect his death because I love Rich.
You're not talking about the little spheres, those little sphere balls and shit, right?
No, listen, his whole body was filled with something.
No, I know that. I know.
But it wasn't what people think. It was not at all what people think.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
no one has ever in any video that or any time anyone's talked about it has ever said what actually is in him. I know what was actually in him, and I know that it can cause death in people.
What you want to tell us what it is?
But listen, even just a little bit of it can cause you to die. His
now
whole body.
you got to tell us. What is it?
You want me to tell it right now?
Yeah, because this way I don't want anyone else doing it.
Silicone.
Okay. All right. You know what? I was going to wait. I might as well say we're live right now, right?
Yeah. No, we're not live, but
okay. His whole body was filled with silicone.
I just said that.
Yeah, I knew that. That's what I meant about those.
But this is the thing. Dave.
Silicone.
He used to go to South America at first to have it done, right? Everyone thought it was this other bullshit PPM. What was it? I forget the other substance.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It wasn't. He used to go to South America. Okay,
right.
And in South America, he used to get it done. Then when he was in LA, he met this transsexual lady who used to do it out of her house.
Oh, I know all about that.
And then he learned how to do it, and then he did it to himself.
That's what the trannies
and I have
in their ass.
Dave, I have photos of him actually doing it. His calves, his back, his shoulders, his arms, his chest, everything. His ass was all silicone.
Really?
And listen, you could talk to a plastic surgeon, okay? Silicone is the most dangerous thing to put in your body because if it gets into your bloodstream, you can die. And women get fucked from just doing their ass. Imagine your whole body fucked. So that the combination of all the other shit he was doing, it's problems.
Johnny, listen, all the trannies here, a lot of trannies die getting that shit pumped in their can. You know what I'm saying? Because if you hit a vein or any of that and you put silicone in, see, I don't want to get into talking about Piana because I for Lent
I love Rich, so this is not out of disrespect for him.
No. I understand, but I'm saying for me personally, I gave up talking shit about people for a while ago. For me, but that's why I don't want to name names. But we're talking about the right situation here, and I know a little bit about that shit. Those people that take that stuff, it migrates. If it breaks off or any of that shit gets into the veins, you are a dead person.
Have you seen that personally happen, Greg?
Yeah, don't do it.
With his situation, or are you talking about with the?
No, I'm talking about with the trannies, because you knew a lot of them.
Oh yeah, it happens. I know trannies that fucking have died with that.
And Dave, in the autopsy, they didn't even, I don't know why, they didn't even go in and look what was injected in
but
it.
You
they
didn't
show it because, Dave, silicone clumps up.
Yeah.
But it's not just silicone. Sometimes down south, they get the little like that PMMA or whatever the fuck that shit.
Yeah, but it
Those
wasn't
like
PMMA and him. People
balls.
thought that, accused them of it. It wasn't. It was actually silicone. I have pictures. Listen, the syringe was this fucking big.
Yeah, they get, but they're actually, it's silicone, tiny little, like.
I see that. I have before afters in his calves.
Crazy.
I have before afters in his calves how he was putting it in.
That's why you never shrink with that either. I mean, like it's there, it's permanent.
Right.
It doesn't.
Right.
Your body doesn't metabolize. What it does is it encapsulates it. You know what
Listen,
I'm saying?
If you're lucky, it does. Yeah.
Look what happened back in the day. There was a fake doctor in California, Beverly Hills, right? He went to all the famous actresses and models, Elvis's wife, Priscilla, okay? And back then, in the 90s, they didn't really have fillers, safe ones. So what this guy did, he said, oh, I have something that's going to take your wrinkles away, right? So people thought it was some safe filler to remove wrinkles. Ended up being silicone. And all those women had to get surgeries to try to remove it, but it's very, very tough and it's very, very dangerous. So
they ruined Priscilla Presley's face. She ruined her. She was a beautiful woman.
Yep. And they ruined her face. They ruined her face.
Wow.
Right. But you got to understand, this shit's been going on. The trainees are way ahead of the curve with that shit. They've been using that for years.
They're beyond the bodybuilders. Yeah, they're before the bodybuilders, they know.
Oh, way before. How do you think you could get a guy that's skinny like this and you fucking pump him with enough silicone in for curvy ass?
Greg, let me ask you a question. How come you never tried it? Because you were
I would never take that shit ever.
Permanent. It's permanent. It's fucked.
Yeah, I would never do that.
But he was crazy back in the day.
Yeah, but it would kill you. You know what I mean? I'd rather do the steroids there.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to do. People talk shit about me, whatever they want to say. They could. I'm telling you, I didn't do Central. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. But I did the steroids, but I would never touch that stuff because that shit is fucking deadly. It goes in the fucking vein, and 100%. You could die not today, but you could die later on if it breaks off. It'll clog.
Hey, Greg, I interviewed 2 plastic surgeons, and all of them had the same exact answer. And when I told them his whole body was filled with it, they're like, dude, they'd never seen anything like it.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know why it wasn't looked at. I don't know why no one talked about it, because I know there's people close to him who know what was in him. I think personally people should know so they don't fucking do it.
No, you're right.
You're right. And you know what's funny? If there are people watching this shit, and you know how guys are, they're fucking insane they'll take whatever it takes. But that's ridiculous, because that shit, Dave, you know who took it?
Who?
You know who took it? Our friend, and my friend, it's away in prison. You know who? I don't want to say his name.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he had to actually get it cut out of his arms.
Oh my God, what a dummy.
He got it cut out because he was having trouble. You got to understand that shit can move.
Think about it. Women have breast implants that are silicone that sometimes give them autoimmune issues, and they're not even leaking.
But you know what? Back in the day, when my mother were younger, that they didn't have breast implants. When they gave models, they would actually inject their boobs with silicone.
Did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they didn't have breast.
Wait, you guys don't know about the worst part of it. It's not like he used, and most people use, real medical grade silicone. They use fucking industrial shit.
Yes, he's right. The trainees get
fucking Home Depot.
Right.
Really?
And it's not clean. They don't even fucking, dude, don't get like a jug of it and shit. It's like fucking ridiculous. And let me tell you something. I know, Dave, I can say it because he passed away. God bless him. I love him. I love him. But Bob Gruskin, who I was very, very close with, I posed many times naked down in his fucking, in his downstairs, but nothing bad. I don't mean that as sexual.
Yeah.
He was a good guy, but he whatever. Anyway, he swore to me that Arnold had that in his calves. That's what he told me. He told me that he said Arnold went from having no calves at all in 1 year's time, and the next thing you knew, they were giganto. And he swears that Arnold, because it was in the 60s, and in the 60s, the injections, the silicone injections were big. Like movie star girls would get it in their boobs. He swore to me that that's what he had in his fucking
possible.
Well, look, Rich looked good. His chest looked good, and I know his chest was injected. Oh, he looked good. It didn't look bad.
That's because you got to stick it deep into the muscle.
And I was told he was a master at it. He wasn't just like somebody just doing it. He was amazing at doing it.
Yeah, it looked. You could tell his muscles weren't real, but they flowed right. It was aesthetically, he did it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got to wrap this up. It was a long show, but thank you all for joining us. And
Thanks.
of course, even though Jimmy the Bull had to leave, I also, for some reason, I sent Rob Jordan the link, and I don't think he got it. So I'm
yeah,
sure
I sent it to him too. He couldn't figure it out. You know what I mean? And Dave, listen, a follow up on that.
What was that, Johnny? You cut out.
John, John, you muted.
You muted yourself, I think.
John, you muted it. You muted. You muted yourself.
Yeah. We'll have to wait till next week.